Sean "Diddy" Combs, a titan of hip-hop, faces a reckoning. The man who built an empire on charisma and chart-topping hits stands accused of monstrous acts. Federal prosecutors allege he is the mastermind behind a sprawling abuse ring, exploiting his power and influence to orchestrate a system of manipulation and violence. The charges are staggering: racketeering, sex trafficking, and assault. If convicted, Combs faces a future defined not by platinum records, but by prison bars. Combs' fall from grace began with a whisper, a lawsuit filed by his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Ventura, a singer and actress, alleged years of systematic abuse at the hands of Combs. She detailed a relationship built on coercion and control, punctuated by physical violence and sexual assault. Ventura's lawsuit, though settled out of court, ripped open a Pandora's box of accusations. Other women, emboldened by Ventura's bravery, came forward with their own stories. They described a pattern of predatory behavior, painting a picture of Combs as a man who used his wealth and status to prey on vulnerable young women. The allegations were disturbing, echoing the darkest corners of the #Me Too movement. The court of public opinion was swift to judge. Brands severed ties, endorsements evaporated, and television shows were abruptly canceled. Combs, once a ubiquitous presence in the entertainment world, found himself ostracized, his legacy teetering on the brink. The investigation into Combs' alleged crimes culminated in a dramatic FBI raid on his multiple properties. Agents uncovered a cache of weapons, including AR-15 rifles, raising further questions about the environment Combs cultivated. Even more disturbing was the discovery of over 1,000 bottles of lubricant, a detail that sent chills down the spines of those following the case. The sheer volume of evidence seized in the raid painted a picture of calculated depravity. Prosecutors allege that Combs used these items to facilitate a series of drug-fueled sex parties, referred to in court documents as freak-offs. These gatherings, according to witnesses, were often non-consensual, marked by violence and coercion. The prosecution's case hinges on the idea that Combs' empire, Bad Boy Records, was built on a foundation of exploitation. They allege that Combs used his record label as a front for a criminal enterprise, leveraging his influence to coerce young artists into sexual acts. The charges, if proven, could dismantle Bad Boy Records, leaving a permanent stain on the label's legacy. Combs' legal team, however, maintains his innocence. They argue that the accusations are fabrications, the product of opportunism and a thirst for fame. They claim that Combs' relationships were consensual, part of a lavish lifestyle that was openly embraced by all involved. The trial has become a public spectacle, with each day's proceedings revealing new layers of disturbing allegations. The prosecution has meticulously presented its case, calling forth a string of witnesses who have painted a harrowing picture of Combs' alleged crimes. Central to the prosecution's case is the testimony of Cassie Ventura. On the stand, Ventura was a portrait of resilience, detailing the abuse she allegedly endured at the hands of Combs. She described being drugged, beaten, and forced to engage in sexual acts against her will. Her testimony, delivered with heartbreaking clarity, sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Another key witness, a male escort named Daniel Phillip, corroborated Ventura's account. Phillip testified that he witnessed Combs physically assaulting Ventura on multiple occasions. He described an environment of fear and intimidation, where Combs ruled with an iron fist. The defense has aggressively challenged the credibility of the witnesses, portraying them as disgruntled individuals motivated by financial gain. They have pointed to inconsistencies in their stories, attempting to poke holes in the prosecution's narrative. As the trial progresses, the weight of the accusations against Combs continues to mount. Each day brings new revelations, each more shocking than the last. The world watches in horrified fascination as a man once celebrated for his talent and success is now defined by the darkness he allegedly wrought. The outcome of the trial remains uncertain. The jury faces the daunting task of weighing the evidence and determining the fate of a man who was once considered untouchable. a guilty verdict would send shockwaves through the entertainment industry, serving as a stark reminder that even the most powerful figures are not above the law. Regardless of the verdict, Combs' legacy has been irrevocably tarnished. The accusations against him have exposed a dark underbelly of the music industry, a world where power and exploitation often go hand in hand. The trial has sparked a long overdue conversation about accountability and the abuse of power, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about the idols we create.